Hello, pretty people. I'm here with my friend Cass.
Hello, hello.
And last video I was with my friend Becca, and we were talking about going from high school to college and how that can be a huge culture shock. Cass, however, went directly into the workforce and is now a salon leader, and she's a licensed cosmetologist and whatnot. So I wanted to talk to her about a culture shock from high school to directly into the workforce. So how would you think it differs between a high school teacher and a boss at work?
So I think teachers tend to be a lot more strict, whereas bosses are a little bit more lenient. From being a boss, like, my staff shows up late, whatever, as long as things are getting done, it's a little more lenient. We have a lot more downtime, we're not run. There's no homework.
Oh my god, thank goodness. Oh.
I mean, occasionally, but yeah, generally no homework.
Right. How do you think it differs from responsibility? Like, you don't have homework, however, when you're at work as opposed to at school, how much more responsible do you think you have to be?
I think, whereas you get babysat a lot in high school, they tend to watch you, and they tend to like walk you through it. A boss expects you to come in and get your job done, and they're not going to sit there and watch over you and take care of you every step of the way, but they expect the job to get done at the same point.
Right. Okay. Makes sense. Is there something about high school that you miss as opposed to working?
I miss having a lot more people to interact with, whereas
that.
now I have like 4 or 5 people that work under me or work next to me, but it's not the 20 people in a classroom, different people every class, it's the same people every day all the time.
No, I understand that. Even though we both work with the public, besides work, I basically just hang out with her.
But we don't make friends. I don't make friends with my clients, just like you don't make friends with
Exactly. Like, I'm a server at a restaurant, Two Jerks Barbecue, and you're right, I don't make friends with my tables or my regulars. I mean, I know some of their life story that they share with
me.
Right,
it's professional relationship.
Exactly. I'm not going to go out and grab coffee with one of my regulars. It's not going to happen.
I can't just ask one of my clients on a date.
You could try.
Might not end well.
Yeah, especially your boyfriend might not like that.
Let's not talk about that.
Okay. But, no, I mean, I go to school part-time now, so I used to go to a college environment where I lived on campus, and there is a lot of changes between working a lot more than there is from high school. Like, in high school, if I was late, you're bad, you're late to class, we'll get a detention. Work, I can more or less like text my employer, no matter where it's been. They're like, hey, I'm stuck in traffic, or hey, I'm going to be late, whatever happened. Some bosses are a bit more understanding than others. Some bosses
are very strict.
Some bosses can be extraordinarily strict. Others do understand that everyone's human. Working with the public, how would you think it differs that what does the public expect from you as someone working for them, so to speak?
They think I'm superhuman.
Yeah, right?
They think that they need to come in and get treated like royalty, and that, like, they can shit on my life. Sorry. Shit on my life, and that they're going to walk away and it's going to be okay. Whereas I think in school, like, again, they baby you, and they're not. Exactly. The real world's harsh.
Oh my goodness.
The real world will chew you up and spit you out on the table.
I love working with the general public just because so many different people.
I do too, definitely.
Different walks of life all the time. It's awesome. However, in the real world, there's no like anti-bullying.
Yeah, no one cares.
Yeah, no.
No one cares. I mean, I will say I am like mama cub to my staff.
Right.
As the boss, like, I'm very, like, if I see it happening, I'm going to take care of that situation right away.
You're not going to be a bystander.
But at the same point, I'm not there all the time.
Right. And that happens in any work environment. There's going to be people that you just don't mix well with. It happens.
Yep.
However, you have to try and do your best to work with these people regardless of your discrepancies, I want to say, I guess.
Yes. You gotta, like, fake it till you make it, put on that smile.
Especially if you're working with the public.
Definitely.
Because if you appear to be disgruntled at work, That's making the company look bad, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
And not to mention the clients or the customers feel it too,
Exactly.
and they automatically feed off of that as well.
And no matter what business you're in, if you're working with human services and you do rely on tips, I'm not even rely, but like get tips for whatever reason, you do. You want to make sure that people are comfortable and feel, don't hesitate whatsoever coming to you for whatever they need.
Yes.
As I said, I'm a server, and I wouldn't blink an eye if another server's table asked me to get them a drink. I wouldn't just be like, oh, hey, go get them a drink. No,
Right.
I'd go get them a drink. Same as if someone was at a chair of someone else's and they had to go get something,
Yes.
and you could go help them out.
Of course.
Like, you want to make sure that everyone...
Teamwork.
Exactly.
Yep.
Teamwork is
Teamwork's a huge in the work industry.
huge.
Whereas, yeah, a lot of people don't have your back in school. Like,
In school, you're like, oh, I'm going to do a group project by myself again. Blah, blah, blah.
yeah, for real. No.
In the
that
workforce,
doesn't
you
work.
really, truly rely on teamwork. Like,
You do.
big time.
I can't tell you like how many times I'm like, hey, can you mix up that color for me? And my team's
Exactly.
always got me.
Or, hey, can you grab table, whatever, a drink?
Yeah.
And teamwork's huge.
Yes.
In a work environment, whether it's on a corporate level or privately owned small business, teamwork's like necessary. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. Because you're all working towards the same goal. You all, at the end of the day, you all want to go home with money for whatever job you did, basically.
Big time.
And the best motivator for going to work
Is that you get paid?
Exactly. You don't get paid to go to high school. Look, you
I kind
should.
of wish. I think I should have gotten paid to go to
my
high
goodness.
school.
High school.
But
was
yeah,
tough.
I mean, high school didn't pay my bills. I mean, high school, I guess, definitely had an impact on me paying my bills.
Of course, of course.
But yeah, that's definitely
I
get to.
went to a tech school and ended up going into
As did I.
ended up going into a trade completely different from what I went to.
Yes.
So.
Yeah.
But no. Long story short, the real world is tough,
Very.
but it has its perks.
It definitely does. I always said that I made the right decision and that I wouldn't change it for the world. But college has its perks too.
Of course. Of course.
I probably will go back to school, but right now this is what I'm doing, and you know what, it worked for me.
Right. I mean, I personally do miss high school for a lot of reasons, mostly social reasons.
Yeah.
And as we said, high school does not pay bills.
No.
But I don't know. I mean, the work field does have its perks overall.
You know what I like about work? That I get to make my own schedule.
Well, yeah, you're a manager. I don't get.
No, but you know what? Like my staff has a say on what they can work.
Exactly.
Whereas school was like,
Exactly.
this is it. This is the end
Monday
of it.
through Friday. That's all you
Yeah.
got. Well, yeah. Now, once you're in the real world, you have other appointments to make.
options.
Exactly. Like you can choose. Like I personally have every Wednesday and Friday off.
Yeah.
But that is nice.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Well, we're gonna wrap this thing up because we're already at like 8 minutes. I don't know why I ramble for so long. I do it every time.
That's all right. I think I do too.
Whatever. Alrighty. Well, peace out. Stay loved.